So this is the blog that I have chosen. It is Learning with Ease, and this is done by a man named Steve Wheeler who wants to, as you can see in this top thing when you click on it, he wants to find out more, talk more about how we can use technology. And he says particularly in education and training, which is really interesting to me because I feel like we need to look really hard at how to bring education to people when they are learning remotely. And I think it needs to be done differently than at least I have been educated in the past. And I was really drawn to this first just because he talked about how we can bring technology to everybody in the field of education. But he has many different dates where he has blogged about different topics and different research studies that he's done that relate specifically to technology and education. I think this is directed mostly towards people like us who work in an online teaching setting, or maybe even anyone who teaches and would like to involve technology in their teaching. So he has it organized totally, I would say, randomly, just by date, that he posts different blogs, and they're all obviously related to technology, but very random. So I clicked on many posts. I clicked on this technology or digital me, digital you post, and it was really interesting to me. And at first I was going to talk about this one as far as when we had to introduce it to the class, but I keep getting drawn back to different topics, and I thought I would introduce this specific May 12th an audience with. And I love how his little blogs open up. I kind of like to learn how he does that. But anyway, this is about how when we change our audience that students are presenting to, it changes the way in which they work. So this particular post talked about, he did a study, it was I think a 3-year study, where he had students typing a paper like they normally do that their teacher or tutor or whoever it may be would read and grade. And then he changed the audience to be a larger group of people. And what he discovered is that when students have a larger audience to present to, they do a better job. And I thought that was really intriguing because in a technology platform of learning and teaching, it almost removes an audience altogether because you don't often meet your teacher, and it takes away maybe a relationship that people will work for in a face-to-face setting. So I like this idea of I do some work where it's a discussion forum, and then I do some where people don't have to discuss, but I really like making people accountable to their classmates and maybe having that be a way that they can improve their work. So my overall impression of this blog is that it's very interesting and has a lot of great tips for how we can do a better job with incorporating technology into, or incorporating this tool into making learning more efficient and effective. And I think it is intriguing and it will be very useful for me.